Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Remus Maximus,
I am your Star Queen.
and we are joined once again with the notorious and infamous Mac.
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
Yeah, so it's great to have you back. I know it's been a little bit while since we've done a video. I just went through a crazy surgery, so it's taken a little bit of time to get some new content back out. But we are super excited about this one because...
Well, it's Phyrexia. It's
One of the coolest sets in quite a long time.
yeah,
it's very cool.
That's an understatement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been saving up quite a while for this.
Yeah, and how much did that cost you?
We don't want to talk about that.
Right, that's right. All right, yeah, so break this down for us. What are we opening today?
Well, we're going to open up 4 boxes of a case of new Phyrexia. Well, Phyrexia All Will Be One collector's boosters. Yeah, I had to open up 2. I couldn't wait.
Oh, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all.
All right, so we ready to do this?
Yeah, let's do
All
it.
right, let's get cracking.
Yeah, so we've got so many boxes. We're actually going to be breaking this down into a couple different videos, but I think this is going to be a fun little segment that we're going to be keeping up. It seems like people were really interested in this to kind of see what's going on, and definitely let us know if you guys like this content for sure.
Well, there is the back of the box. Does have some Phyrexian on it. There is a company has come out with a kind of a dictionary for how to speak or how to read Phyrexian. So,
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
we'll
because
see how that goes.
looks super jargled on the actual cards. So
Yeah.
Can I take a look?
Oh yeah, what's there? Here you go.
no
Here's this.
normal mortal can read Phyrexian, I guess. So
You're talking to somebody who speaks 3 different languages, and 2 of those are fictional. So
well, have fun with that one.
Now these are the Japanese packs. Supposedly, it's they're not supposed to curl as bad. I have, like I said, I've already opened up a box or 2 boxes of these about a week ago. They still curl. It's not as bad, but they do curl.
Gotcha.
So they do that prinkle. The actual foiling on them is really nice.
That was very pretty.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's take a look at that first one. So what's the actual lore of Phyrexia? Because I don't know if I actually know anything about it.
Well, Ella Schnorn and the rest of the, I want to call them Cenobites because that's what she is.
That's what they look like. aren't
Well,
they?
she is known as the Grand Cenobite, so I always kind of harken back to the Clive Barker novel and the entire Hellraiser series.
Right.
So
Yep.
that's where I kind of place her. But the Praetors, they are from a land or a dominion called Phyrexia.
Mhm.
And basically what she's trying to do is take over the entire Dominaria landscape and make it into one kind of cohesive being.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
yeah. So once upon a time, if we want to get into deep lore,
Yeah. Go ahead.
so once upon a time, there was a guy called Khan, and he lived in a place called Mirrodin. Well, one day, Khan discovered that he was a planeswalker. Now, granted, this is a very simplified version of this story.
Mhm.
And he was like, oh, there's other realms I can go to. I want to go there. But I can't do that if nobody's here to run Mirrodin. So he makes this golem, leaves it behind, and he goes off on his little planeswalker adventures. Well, the golem that he left in charge starts getting nervous that he's not going to come back. And when Khan does come back, something is discovered called the glistening oil. And this is where we get the Phyrexians from. So the Phyrexian oil actually makes organic matter into mechanical matter and vice versa.
Oh, we got something.
How do we grab
Oh.
something nice? All right.
Yeah,
Look at that.
This is one of the concept arts for the original Praetors. So the original the original Ella Schnorn. This is Vorinclux. This is what they kind of had an idea of what it was going to be.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so that can come in foil. That can come in the step and complete, which when you kind of look at it, it's got little Phyrexian symbols all over it. They're actually really nice looking.
Cool.
Very glossy.
Yeah, they're very slick.
Yeah.
They've got a really nice feel to them.
Yeah. Well, what do they call it? Like an oil slick, basically, is the style of the
No,
card?
that is actually coming out in the complete bundles that are coming out in March 4th, which we will also be opening about 6 boxes of those. I was able to get quite a few.
Wow, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, those are a totally different kind of card. They will actually be textured.
Cool.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, please do continue.
Okay. So, yeah, oil is discovered and oil bad, as everyone knows. And the oil starts changing everything in Phyrexia. Well, changing everything in Mirrodin to become Phyrexian. And the golem creates what's known as the Praetors. And the Praetors are heads of their own factions.
Yeah, those are cool. I do know those cards from way back in like early 2000s.
Yeah, so this has actually been in the works since like 2003.
Wow.
And if they're building to what I think they are, then this event in Magic lore is probably going to be bigger than War of the Spark.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And now, which was the War of the Spark?
War of the Spark was Nicole Bolas and all that drama.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so Elish Norn, she's the person who's leading this. She's the head of what they call the machine oligarchy. So think of machines if they developed religion. Now they're going to try and force that down your throat because you are a heretic to them, because you are squishy and disgusting.
That sounds like 40k lore.
Little bit. And there's a bunch of other praetors, but interestingly, Elish Norn kind of flipping the trope of white always being the good guy color, because they are so adamant in what they believe that you must be immediately wrong. Kind of like a paladin who takes their own BS to their own extreme. Kind of.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And the red praetor in this set actually is kind of, well, he's not really a good guy, but he has been known to help the resistance just because he hates the other praetors that much.
Lesser of two evils.
Pretty
Lesser of
much.
two evils,
Yeah,
okay.
he just doesn't like the other praetors and wants them to leave him alone so he can stay in his cave hole in peace.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cough.
Ooh, that's a cool card.
Yeah.
Now, is it just like a basic foil? Is that what that one is?
Yeah, it's just a basic
That's
foil.
cool
Now
looking.
it is, it's a full art. The cool thing about it is they've gone back to putting planeswalkers as rares instead of mythics. Now there are mythics in here, but this one just happens to be a rare.
Gotcha. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people have been noticing ever since. So this started in Mirrodin, which was a set in 2003, but then Phyrexia popped up again in Kaladeim, and then again in Dominaria, and then Kamigawa, and so on and so forth, because the Praetors themselves don't actually have sparks. They need to get them so they can conquer the multiverse, so everything can be one. So that's why they're invading they're sneaking into different realms, so they can find those with unstable or weak sparks, so they can take them for themselves.
What do we get now?
Oh, it's just the Carnage Dominus. It is just kind of a neat card. If a creature dying causes a trigger ability of a permanent you control to trigger, it triggers that an additional time. So if you've got something on the board that when a creature dies, everybody sacks a card. There's a couple of them that are out there. This will actually trigger it twice. Your creature dies, murdering 2 on everybody else's field.
Nice.
So
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, so it triggers that. And then for 2 black or, paying 4 life, the Phyrexian mana, exile 3 creature cards from your graveyard, put an indestructible counter on the Carnage Dominus.
Nice.
So it's actually really kind of neat.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
8/3 for 5 mana that you can necro for 2 or 1.
What color is that? Black?
Of course it's black.
Yep, makes sense.
Yep, well, that's mythic. That's a good card. I
Very
like that
cool.
one. I'll put that to use.
Yeah, that's some cool ones. I really like the black and white art and that stuff.
Yeah, they've got some really neat stuff coming out. They call these the Step and Complete. They've got manga in here. Eventually, they're going to have the Oil Slick cards coming out. So there's lots of different treatments they're coming up with.
That's really cool. Yeah, it's nice that they keep the art fresh and, a little bit different every time now, which is good.
Yep.
Even though they keep obviously, revisiting certain sections of Magic, but there's still enough artwork across the globe, to make new stuff, which is really neat.
Right.
And we were looking at some earlier today too, where they even were bringing back some of the kind of like the alpha design for the artwork and stuff. That was really cool.
Yeah, they came out with the previous set that came out. It's like Return to Dominaria, I believe that's what it was. And in their collector's boosters, they had some alpha cards or alpha style cards come back with, well, at least with the original artwork. Bird's Paradise came back, and that's kind of a big hit. But the islands are phenomenal looking.
Yeah. Now, Star Queen, I saw you over there scanning. Are you trying to figure out the language over there?
Attempting. It looks like, well, I found out that you can actually get a Phyrexian keyboard.
Oh,
That's pretty awesome.
that's kind of
Yeah,
neat.
you can get a mechanical Phyrexian keyboard. Of course, it's in full Phyrexian.
Of course,
Why
yeah,
would you
makes
have it any
sense.
other
Yeah.
way?
I was trying to find out what the writing was on the back of the box, and I was right, because this looked very much like Arabic kind of based language, like, so thinking numerical substitutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm trying to see if I can find a direct just translation somewhere.
If it's not out now, it will be out later.
Right, and I'm wondering, it's just going to be a matter of time before people decode this stuff, I'm sure.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, it's just like when, J.K. Rowling had the Elvish and Klingon and all kinds of other, fictional
I know
languages
some
and
people
stuff.
who are that insane they can write in Cybertronian, and that they can read it upon recognizing it.
Well, I mean, realistically, what difference is it from reading hieroglyphics?
There's
I
a
guess,
big
yeah.
hit.
Ooh, that one's cool. What's that one?
So that one's Veraska. That's one of the...
Oh, yeah.
That's probably the actual Planeswalker to get out of the set. And it's done in the Step and Complete. And the bad thing about the Step and Completes is they're going to have a lot of roller lines. Like, you may not be able to see it on camera, but there's a roller line that comes across here and a roller line that comes across the bottom of it.
Yeah.
So we've encountered a lot of that,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
On one of the original ones you showed me, too, I thought it was like a nick in the card because of the weird roller line. But, yeah, it's an interesting little design for sure.
Yeah, they're kind of neat cards. But yep, that was a big hit.
Cool.
And I see something else that's coming up too. It's not exactly big, but it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
It'll be the next card.
Now, you said this is basically the biggest set you've been waiting on, right?
Oh yeah, I love the story. I'm a big Elish Norn fan.
Yeah.
Just because she says she's a Cenobite, and Clive Barker is one of my all-time favorite writers, and he wrote, Hellbound Heart, which turned into Hellraiser. So, yes, I am building a Hellraiser deck. So,
Interesting.
Yeah, a Cenobite deck.
Nice. Are you going to have one card specifically called Butterball?
That's pretty funny. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Ooh, man. Now, that's a land, isn't it? Right there, that
Yeah,
black one?
that's one of the Phyrexian lands. They're sought after, but not as much as what the oil slick lands. When you see them, you'll know why.
Yeah.
These are maybe a couple bucks. The oil slick lands are $7 to $8 a piece.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Now, is it the first time they've ever done like an oil slick on cards?
Well, it's the first time they're really doing a textured card.
Okay, gotcha.
So I need some uncommons. And
Now, some of that stuff I feel like I've seen from earlier sets too before.
Like what?
There's just a couple of those like blue or blue-black cards you pulled already. The art looks familiar, but...
Well, they've got a lot of artists that, draw in specific styles. And, that's what everybody wants is that specific style. This is another one of the big cards that a lot of people are looking after. Just because it's got the ability, when you proliferate again.
Yeah, so it's basically a ×2.
Yeah. So he's a big monster hit.
That's neat. So yeah, just kind of looking at the back of the box here, it's talking about, behold the blessed perfection. Complete your collection with the finest cards with the Phyrexians have at their command. Each booster contains borderless cards, special lands, Ecor showcase cards. Is that how you pronounce it? Ecor or Icor?
Icker.
Icker, okay. Icker showcase cards, a new step and complete foils. Glory to the mother of machines, glory to the Elish Norn, glory to Phyrexia.
Icker cards are done in kind of a black and white or it almost has like a charcoal feel to it.
Okay,
Almost like a
interesting.
charcoal feel to it as far as the way they're drawn. Okay, 2 packs to go with this box and we're done.
That's pretty good.
At least for this one.
So now, what does it cost for like one of these sets? Because this is which set is this one, or this box, I guess?
This is the collector's edition.
Collector's edition. So
You can pick up a collector's box for about $220, $225 right now.
Okay.
So,
Is that pretty MSRP, or is that kind of a little above?
No, that's about right.
Okay.
That's about what everybody's charging. I've seen a little bit lower, but they don't last very long, and I've definitely seen more expensive.
Gotcha. Yeah, it kind of depends on where you go. I know that, if you guys are ever in the Greenwood, Indiana area, definitely go visit Merlin over at E-Gamers Guild, because he usually has got some kind of crazy stuff going on. Sometimes with Magic, but definitely on a lot of other stuff as well. So, not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. We just happen to pick up a few of these boxes from him constantly, and other games.
So this is one of the big commander cards that you get out of the set. This one is foil. A lot of people are building commander decks out of this because it's the first legendary mirror that you can get a hold of.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah, those are really cool. I like those.
Pretty neat little hit. And of course, the new cycle lands that are in there.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
the new
those are
cycle
pretty-
of lands. Yeah, they're not bad. New stick complete. This one's really bad. It's got one going this way and a couple of lines
yeah, you
going
can-
across. Nah.
I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but we can definitely see it from up front and from the sides.
You can.
It's kind of nuts looking.
Nah, I can't see it really, but
Now, does that add anything to the value of them?
Not one bit. Not really. Now, if it was textured across the bottom, in other words, if it got caught in the rollers and it had
Made the imprints.
made imprints all through it, yeah, that would be a thing. Or if it had blemishes that cut through the cards, or if you flipped it over and it was upside down or shifted, or yeah, that would be a different monster. That would be definitely in the high end room collectible area.
Yeah, and that's kind of up your alley too, right? You like those obscure imprints and things like that, or misprints.
Yeah, I do collect a lot of misprints.
Yeah,
so,
those are really cool. Maybe we'll go through your binder at some point
well, we
and
could.
kind of show some cool like stuff what people might be looking for.
There's some really weird things out there. I've seen. I've got a couple that's got bugs that were mashed into it and
I don't know
printed
if I've
over.
seen that one.
I've got some that are no glues where they're not
I
actually
have seen
bound,
those, yeah.
where it actually peels apart like that and there's no glue on the inside of the card. So it actually shows you what the inside of a magic card's really made of.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're really different.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah. So let's finish this up. We got one pack after this.
One pack?
That's another one. That's a really good card right there, the Conduit of Worlds. It allows you to play lands from your graveyard. So whenever you play like a fetch land, then you can play the fetch land again out of your graveyard and so on and so forth.
Okay,
So
that's
good
useful.
card. Yeah, and then some
Another gorgeous
uncommons. Yep. Blue mana and some
So I
common
think I
cards.
discovered what the language was on the back of the collector's box.
Okay.
So not all of Phyrexian written language is actually words. Some of it is actually phonic sounds
Okay.
to express mood.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so on the back of the box, I think it says all will be one. But
Probably.
there's extra symbols in there to symbolize like what tone you should be saying it in.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so and it was saying in the guides, the Phyrexians themselves will have different sounds, different tones. Sometimes it's clicks, clanks, screeches, screams, to indicate the tone.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
kind of interesting. That reminds me of a video that randomly just showed up on YouTube the other day. I forget what I was working on. Oh, I think I was working on the Star Wars RPG stuff and kind of looking at different tones and accents and stuff like that. But it was showing the kind of the connection, same thing you were kind of talking about, where there might be like clicks or certain adjectives to describe things and certain modifications to the words. And yeah, it was quite interesting. So it's cool that, we are able to pull real life stuff to create these things and give them more life, which is cool.
Well, that's the end of the first box.
Yeah, let's do a
see
little
any-
recap. And
Yeah, I've already went through
Show us
the
the goods.
step and complete stuff. So
Yeah.
there were some pretty interesting things. The Vraska, of course, is the big hit out of that. There's just a lot of good cards. That comes out of the Commander's deck. That's one of the Commanders. Conduit is always really good. Norn's Decree is kind of fun. The Land Cycle is okay. That's a good hit in the Mirrored Legend. The new Blue Suns, Green Suns, the new Sun Cycle that they came out with is really kind of interesting.
okay.
Thractal is probably one of the big hits. Funny enough, a foil Planeswalker about 10 years ago would run you, 40, 50, 60 bucks. That's about $4.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
It's just because it's mass produced in this. So it's just like Phyrexian Arena used to be $35, $40. And now you could probably
you can
pick up
get 'em.
one because you're going to get one in, I think every bundle's going to have one.
Oh wow.
That's pretty
And
impressive,
then
though.
the complete bundles are all going to be in Phyrexian. So you're going to get one in total Phyrexian.
That's nice. Yeah,
So,
that's not too bad.
But they're a good card. They're a staple, I would consider. The Hive cards are really good. They're going to be a staple in Modern. They're a really decent card. Geth, some lands, more Geth. The Dominus is really cool. I'll probably put it to use. Koth is really cool.
Yeah, this set's actually been pretty interesting so far, and obviously we have quite a few more boxes, but we're going to do those in
We do.
other videos. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this first one of, let's see, how many boxes do we have left?
We got
1, 2, 3.
three more to open.
3 more, so this will probably be like a 4-parter. And I definitely hope you guys enjoy this. Let us know what your favorite card out of this set is so far in the comments down below. And we will hit you guys up on the next one. And we'll see you next time.
All right, see you in the next
Bye-bye.
video. Bye-bye.